All right, today we are going to tackle one of the most useful, must-know tools in Spanish, the near future tense. You know, how you talk about what you're going to do. And trust me, by the end of this, you are going to have it down cold.
So, does this look familiar? If you've ever typed out a sentence like this and just stared at it thinking, is that right? It feels wrong, you are definitely not alone. This is probably one of the most common hurdles for Spanish learners, but the fix, it's way simpler than you think.
So let's just build our foundation here. We're going to break down the one simple formula that you need to get this right every single time.
And here it is. The magic formula really is just three parts. First, you've got your subject, who is doing the action. Second, the verb ir, which means to go. But, and this is the important part, it has to be conjugated. Then, step 3, you just pop in the little word a, followed by your main verb in its original untouched form, the infinitive.
Check out how clean this looks when it's done right. Voy a estudiar. See? Voy is the conjugated form of ir for I. Then you have the a, and finally, estudiar, to study, is just left alone. It's simple, it's correct, and it sounds great.
Okay, so now that we have that foundation, let's get into the really fun stuff. We're going to walk through the 5 biggest traps that learners fall into. Think of this as your roadmap for dodging all the common mistakes.
Okay, trap number 1, and this is the big one, just plain forgetting to conjugate ir. On the left, yo ir a comer just doesn't work because ir's in its raw form. You have to change it to match the subject, which gives us the correct version, yo voy a comer.
So here's the key takeaway. The verb ir is basically the engine of this whole structure. It has to change to tell us who is going to do something. It's the only part of the verb phrase that really tells us that crucial information.
And here they are. This is your cheat sheet. Yo voy, tú vas, él va, nosotros vamos, and ellos van. These are the only forms you will ever need for that second slot in our formula. Just memorize these and you're golden.
Moving on to trap number 2, conjugating the second verb. You see it here in voy a comer. This usually happens when learners get a little overenthusiastic and they start conjugating everything in sight. But remember, the main action verb, you don't touch it. It should always be voy a comer.
The rule is just so simple. Only one verb gets conjugated, and it's always ir. The second verb is just along for the ride. And I love this analogy here. In English, you wouldn't say I am going to eat. It's the exact same logic. I am going to eat. Simple. Now, this next trap shows how a tiny one-letter word can make a huge difference. When you say voy a estudiar español, it just feels like something's missing, right? And that's because it is. That little A is absolutely non-negotiable. Seriously, think of the A as a bridge. It's what connects your intention, the voy, or going to part, with the actual action you're about to do, like estudiar. If you take out that bridge, the whole sentence just collapses. It is 100% mandatory. Don't forget it. Okay, this next trap is a little more subtle. The sentence on the left, estudiaré, isn't technically wrong. It's the formal future tense. But for everyday conversation, for talking about your plans for tomorrow, voy a estudiar is just so much more common, so much more natural.
And why is that? Well, for a few great reasons. The ir a plus infinitive structure is way easier to get the hang of. Plus, it just sounds more natural in a casual conversation. Honestly, it's what you're going to hear people use most of the time when they're just talking about their plans.
And our final trap? Messy word order. Look at how mañana is just stuck right in the middle of voy a estudiar. It completely breaks the flow. That little 3-part phrase, voy a estudiar, it needs to stick together like glue. So here's the simple rule to keep in your back pocket. Time words like mañana or hoy or esta noche, they are happiest either at the very end of the sentence, or sometimes you can put them right at the beginning for a little extra emphasis. Just keep them out of the middle. Okay, theory is great, but practice is really where this stuff sinks in. So let's do a quick little practice round and put all this new knowledge to the test. You ready for this?
Okay, first one up. Ella va a estudiar mañana. What's the trap here? Which rule is being broken? Take a second and think about it.
And there's the fix. Did you catch it? Yep, it was trap number 2. The second verb was conjugated. We just have to put it back into its original infinitive form, estudiar. So the correct sentence is, ella va a estudiar mañana. Nice job if you got that. All right, let's go again. This one should look pretty familiar. Nosotros ir a comer.
What was the very first trap we talked about? How do we fix this one?
Of course, we forgot to conjugate ir. For nosotros, the correct form is vamos, so the sentence becomes nosotros vamos a comer. See? Once you know the traps, they're easy to spot. Fantastic.
We've covered the rules, we've practiced, we've dodged the traps, and now I want to leave you with one final thought. Because the goal isn't just to know the rule, it's to make it so automatic you don't even have to think about it.
And this is how you do it. You build muscle memory. I'm not kidding. Actually say these phrases out loud. Voy a comer. Vas a estudiar. Va a trabajar. You need to feel the rhythm of it. After a while, it just becomes second nature. It starts to feel right.
So, I'll leave you with this question. You now have the complete formula for talking about your future plans in Spanish. So, what is the very first thing you are going to do with this new skill? Thanks for joining me.